Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Wheels, and today we're gonna be doing a water Pokemon tier list, and we're gonna be doing from Gen 1 to Gen 8. We're gonna be missing Legends Arceus, so Basculegion won't be in here. I think that's the only water Pokemon, I believe. But all other Pokemon will be available to be ranked, and we're gonna be doing a little bit of obviously being a tier, there needs to be a reason why there are certain tiers. And we're gonna start off with A, typing. We're gonna do a stats like statistics, and then we're gonna look at, because I am putting this off of Nuzlocke. If you run into this Pokemon in Nuzlocke, how good are they in the Nuzlocke? Fitting in, I guess fitting into any game, and so yeah. That's how we're gonna be rating these or tiering these Pokemon. Obviously, typings, stats, and how good would they be if you were using them in Nuzlocke. So with that being said, let's get to our tier list, because it is a long one, boys. It is a long one. We're gonna be tiering everything. I will say the only thing that will be automatically tiered, it doesn't matter stats wise, it doesn't matter if you could use it in a Nuzlocke, it doesn't matter typing, it's obviously it's water typing, but this will always, no matter what, be S tier. Like it or not, Magikarp is king of all Pokemon. If I've heard legends that if you own 6 shiny Magikarp, you are untouchable. Like literally, there's no reason why you should die because you have 6 shiny Magikarps. Squirtle obviously started in Kanto, and Squirtle in the beginning is not a bad Pokemon, but the only thing is it struggles after the first gym. It's neutral against Misty. It's weak against Surge. Obviously, you wouldn't even have a Squirtle by then. And then weak against the Erica, but initially for the starting your journey, I would say it's like a B tier. We're gonna be ranking every single Pokemon, you guys. So as much as it hurts me to put Squirtle B, like overall in a Nuzlocke, if it were to be your starter, it's a good starter to start at least up to the first gym until you get more encounters. Wartortle, I think I'm gonna put Wartortle in the same spot. Also, we're not gonna be putting Megas on the tier list because obviously Megas were only for like 2 games. There was X and Y and Oras. Other than that, no other game would have it unless it was like a fan-made game. So if you see me skipping Mega Pokemon, we are not gonna use it. Same would go for Primals. Any additional thing where you could use in one game but you can't use in another game, we're just gonna skip right over it. We're just gonna use the base form. So yeah, so Wartortle again, I would still put B tier. You still could use it against Misty, it just won't hit super effectively. So yeah, then we have Blastoise. Now Blastoise is more of a tank than it can still be an offensive threat. But if you're a Nuzlocke and you're really good at Nuzlockes, it can learn a certain move that if you use it correctly, can get you a lot of ahead of the AI, especially if you're playing like a normal Pokemon game. The AIs aren't going to be that smart, so you could bring it in knowing you're going to be safe and use that one move, and that one move is Shell Smash. So like it has some special attack moves that could benefit it, but if you don't want it to be a special offense, it could be a bulky Pokemon that you could bring in. Obviously, you can't bring it in for electric or grass, but I'm pretty sure this thing, if you set it up, can. So I'm gonna leave A tier, not because it's just Blastoise. Like it's a water typing. Obviously, the only 2 weaknesses that you'll have to watch out is electric and grass. So yeah, I think just with the stats itself being super bulky, obviously your rival would have had it if you would have chose Venusaur, and this thing still tanked 1 grass move. This thing could be really good if you use it correctly. Psyduck. Okay, listen. you guys, if you saw my Brilliant Diamond Nuzlocke, you guys would know I don't have a good relationship with Psyduck. I caught it and got rid of it in like literally 5 minutes. Like, not that I threw it away. Okay, I did throw away. Not like I released it, but literally 5 minutes later after catching it, I got into a battle and it died. Its best moves don't come till later when you already have a Golduck. Listen, this is D tier. I don't care. Listen, the only reason it would even get C tier is because like fried duck is delicious. But even in Nuzlocke, if you were to be able to use any other Pokemon, any other water Pokemon, you should use it over a Psyduck. Now Golduck on the other hand, Golduck is the evolution of Psyduck. Its stats are like offensive. Look at that, average stats with some special attack. Again, I don't know, like it's pure water. It's not fast, but it's okay. Movesets aren't particularly great either. Yeah, its movesets, it doesn't even get like, sure you can get Brick Break, Aerial Ace, but like its best stat is special, and it doesn't get a lot of good ones. It can, like, it gets Shadow Club, but like not Shadow Ball. We're gonna put Psyduck in C tier. It's not like terrible like Golduck, but it having more physical attacks when its best stat is special. So, but I think it's a C tier because if you get like Scald, Confuse Ray, have a little gimmick with it, it could do something. I think it's like more of a gimmick Pokemon. Poliwag. Put Poliwag C tier. The only thing that's good about Poliwag is that it's like it gets a lot of different like status moves. Not even status moves, like Confusion, Hypnosis, Bubble. I think it gets Confusion. You probably won't kill anything, but the main reason is you can get this early and help you catch encounters. You literally get it early and it will literally help you get encounters because you have a fast Hypnosis lead. So that's the only reason why I would give it C tier, is only because in a Nuzlocke, compared to Psyduck, you could use Poliwhirl to get yourself more Pokemon. Poliwhirl, if I'm not mistaken, is still water typing. It's still only water typing, and it has some good attack and defensive bulk. And it also gets, yeah, with Swift Swim, it's still pretty quick. I think Poliwhirl could actually be pretty good, but the only thing is, like, it doesn't get a lot of physical moves. You have to give it physical moves. I would say it's B tier. Again, it evolves at 25 if you get Poliwag there, but you probably want to evolve it even more because the stats are much better on Poliwrath than on Poliwhirl. But if you can't, Poliwhirl could serve you as a physical attacker up in the early games because this thing can learn Dig, if I'm not mistaken. It can learn Brick Break. It's got some, be able to learn some physical moves just like in its move list. The only one it gets is like Body Slam. And then Poliwrath, obviously I'll still put Poliwrath up here, A tier. If you think about it, Poliwrath is now added the fighting typing, so it does get a weakness to Psychic and Flying, obviously Fairy, but it has some bulk in it. Like, look at that, it gets some bulk to it. It loses speed to the bulk, but you could have a very bulky set and still get things done. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, you could get some physical moves when you evolve. And if you're able to use the move tutor, you get some pretty good moves. Dynamic Punch, Double Edge. You can add even more moves. It can learn even more moves than its counterparts from TMs. Like, so yes, you're adding Flying, Psychic, Fairy, Weakness to the already Electric and Grass. But if you play it right, you could use it pretty well. Tentacool. I'm gonna put Tentacool B tier, and only because we've used Tentacool various times already, and like the one weakness, don't like, water Pokemon are weak to grass and electric. This thing is like neutral to grass, so it doesn't even care about the grass because it's poison typing. But it does gain a ground weakness in reverse. But like, if you're faster than ground types, and then it's got so much bulk. It's got so much bulk onto it that you could even live an electric type move. Early on, it's going to be a really good friend for you. Also, very good against fighting Pokemon. If you guys remember, we used this against Brawly, and Brawly just couldn't take it down. If you have a really good defensive one, but can take fighting moves because of the poison typing. Can take electric moves because it's so especially defensive and quick, and it's got HP. Stats wise, it's so good. You get early on in most games, and the 1 week, like, even though yes it gains a weakness to ground types, it's at least early on should outspeed the ground types. The grass, like electric, it has a neutral, so you can switch this in to take on a grass move and then look for someone else to take it, so if you don't want someone else to get hit by a grass, and do some movements with it. And then we have Tentacruel, goes A tier. Tentacruel is super bulky. It still keeps a little bit of special attack, and this thing has 100 speed. Like literally. Also, if you guys seen our Radical Red Nuzlocke, we brought it in, and we used, I want to say, Toxic Spikes twice. It took 2 Thunderbolts, still lived, and then we just got out of there. Like, it's so bulky. It could take whatever move you need. Like, let's say you need to finish something off. You know there's a Thunderbolt. Obviously, you got to watch out for crit. But if you're full health, you can live it and finish it. This thing, offensively, again, Sludge Bomb, I saw it had Hex. So you could like Toxic Spikes, Hex. You have Giga Drain. I don't understand why this thing could get some good moves. Slowpoke. Ooh. So Slowpoke has one problem, and it's in its name. It's slow. Despite the stats, Slowpoke is going to be C tier. It is too slow to do anything. You could come in, but it's because of its psychic typing, it is going to be weak to like bug, dark. Although it will resist fighting, you could bring it in for physical moves, but you just gotta hope that you could take more than 2 because how slow this is. Yes, you could get Slowpoke early. So I would say at best, if you're gonna use Slowpoke, make sure you want to use it more as like a physical tank. Slowbro, this is A tier. Slowbro is A tier, dude. This thing is a menace. Yes, it is slow, but if you use it correctly, this thing just sits there. It literally sits there. And if you're able to get Regenerator, you can switch this out to heal up during your Nuzlocks. You can bring it in, even if it's like Crunch. You could probably tank it because of its big bulk, and it has special attack. This thing also has ways to learn moves like Flamethrower. So even if you have a grass Pokemon in front of you, you could make it think that you're gonna switch out. If you're facing like fan-made ROM hacks where they try to predict, and you can use Flamethrower. But even if you're not, this thing will just sit in front of AIs easy because of how tanky it is. The only problem I have is that it's from Slowpoke, so it evolves like 37. Slowpoke evolves to Slowbro at 37. That is the only problem. Stats wise, it's good. Typing is good. It's water psychic, so it's gonna learn psychic as well. You're gonna resist freaking fighting. You are gonna be weak to Ghost, Dark, and Bug, but you're not gonna bring. You shouldn't bring that into those anyways. Psyduck's not gonna be alone. I'm just gonna do this real quick. Seal is D tier. All right, with Water Ice, it has no bulk. Its moveset is god awful, and for some odd reason, Seal is usually available near the end of the game. So when you get Surf, this thing, like by the time you get it, it's god awful, and it evolves late. And then Dugong, I think Dugong, even with Thick Fat, which yeah, you can survive. fire and ice moves. Good job. You already resist that already. If I'm not mistaken, it keeps that. Yeah, thick fat and hydration. Like it doesn't matter. You already resist it. Like, good job. You're 1/8 against ice type. And like its movesets are terrible. Like, it doesn't learn much besides mainly ice moves. It has no coverage to help it. And again, by the time you find Seal, you're ready. Like, you have to level it up, evolve it to Dugong, and it just takes so much time when you have a better Pokemon. Shelder. I put Shelder C tier because of its defensive stats, but overall, this suffers the same thing as Slowpoke. It has high defense, but like no way to attack. So yeah. Cloyster. So unfortunately, Cloyster for me is gonna be B tier. I don't think I could put it any higher, and the only reason why I put it B tier is because this thing has one move just like Blastoise, and it's Cell Smash. But the difference is it's not as tanky. Like, overall, this thing has good defensive tank, but it has like no special tank. Plus, its ice typing makes it weak to fighting. Compared to this guy, it could take on fighting moves. Like, overall, this thing doesn't get a lot of good movesets, and the only reason why it's B tier is because of Shell Smash. Alright, Kingler, Krabby. This is rough. I'm gonna say Krabby's stats are okay. Yeah, high attack, high defense, and somewhat speed. Stats wise, and it has shell armor, hyper cutter and shell armor, which is really good. So this thing, and it gets sword stance. Yeah, this thing is definitely C tier. So yeah, Krabby, C tier. Okay, good stats. Okay, not good stats, but decent enough stats if you can get it early. High attack, good defense, somewhat okay speed if you got it early. Hyper cutter's good because you can't get intimidated, and shell armor is good because you can't get crit. And in Nuzlocke, I tell you right now, a big majority of why people lose Pokemon in Nuzlocke is because they don't watch the critical hits. They don't prepare or calculate for crits. And the only reason why I know that because I don't do that. Kingler, I think B tier. Kingler gets B tier. That attack stat is crazy. If you have hyper cutter, you can sword. If you did this in Radical Red. I'm gonna do him dirty. If you seen on Radical Red, Kingler did some work. You come in, sword stance, they try to intimidate you, doesn't work, and then you just go in. And it has some good moves like Crab Hammer. Typing's just water, so obviously you just gotta watch for water electric. The only thing with Nuzlocke, Nuzlocke, is you gotta watch out if you don't get outsped, and don't leave it in special attackers. But if you get Krabby early, you can get Kingler pretty early. Horsey. Yo, this hurts so much. Well, Horsey's got to be in that D tier. Stats wise, this thing is just absolutely not that good. All right. Yes, it gets good evolutions, but move wise, I mean, has high special attack, but what is it gonna hit with you? Bubble Beam? You get Hydro Pump too late. Water Pulse? I don't know, dude. Listen, this thing is it's not gonna take being there. I don't know. I don't think in a Nuzlocke this thing is gonna come in handy. And then we have Seadra, and I would say Seadra is C tier. Actually, I will say if you get set up Rain, if you can make a Rain team, this could be higher. This will be B tier only because if you are someone who like analyzes everything and you create your teams specifically in Nuzlocke, because we're talking about Nuzlocke, okay guys? This isn't, if this is overall like likiness and all that, this tier would already be different. But when it comes down to Nuzlocke, you gotta remember stats are everything, and this thing has like no HP. So you got to bring it in for physical moves and hope it could sustain. But if you do set up a rain team and you could probably use 1 agility, this is good. Goldeen, bro. Okay, so Goldeen has one thing good and one thing good only. Lightning Rod. Its ability, if you could get Goldeen early, its ability comes really clutch with electric types. And that is the only reason why I would put C. Its ability, its stats are okay, and plus it can have Swift Swim as well. You could put some attack on it. We're talking about early on. I think C tier is fine because you can get this pretty early and evolve. And then Seeking, now I think it's B tier. Same bottom B tier. I think same with Seadra. As long as you have Swift Swim and you invest in attack, this thing could do something. That's the only reason why it's a B tier. And you could get it pretty early on. Starmie. Starmie is, honestly, because its abilities is B tier. Staryu. It's quick, has special attack, and it has natural cure. And if you somehow get analytic, that's pretty good too. And you get some decent moves. You can help yourself more with your defense. You can have light screen. But look at my raid of TMs. You could teach it. Most games, I don't know where you could get it. You usually get it later games. That's later in the game, so that's probably not a good thing. And also could get recover. Starmie is definitely A tier. Is it S tier? No, I would say A tier. Definitely probably better than these two. I would say over here. Higher up in A tier. Very fast, very special attack Pokemon. If you do it correctly, can learn electric moves, so you could counter water Pokemon. You could get ghost moves. I think you get Shadow Ball. Now it does get Psychic. It gets Recover. Again, Natural Cure. You could get out. Analytic is good. Stats wise, this thing is good. The only thing in Nuzlocke is you do have to get a Water Stone. And some games, the stones are easy to get, and in some games, for some reason, they're locked behind either post game or some shenanigan where you have to go get like ores or something like that. I forgot what it's called. Where you have to get like red ores and blue ores for water stone, collect like 7 of them, and they give you 1 water stone. So that is the only reason why it's like can't be S tier, just because it's evolution. But overall, if you could get a Starmie in your Nuzlocke, you're living pretty good. Gyarados, listen. Enough said. If Magikarp is S tier, Gyarados is S tier. It's enough said. We move on. No, real quick. Like, first of all, in a Nuzlocke, Intimidate is so good. If you could get a Pokemon to have its attack stat lowered, you're already in a better chance to win, especially with a Pokemon whose attack stat is pretty up there. So you bring in Gyarados, who is already magnificent stat wise, dude. It's pretty bulky, has some HP, has some okay special attack, has good attack, and some decent speed. This thing is so bulky. You bring it in, Intimidate. You're sitting pretty. This thing is already gonna take everything good besides electric, but it does get resistance to it. No longer gets hurt by ground moves, which is a plus. And grass moves are neutral. So like this thing all around is just so good. If you guys seen me in any Nuzlocke I've done where I could get a Gyarados, I do it. I always do it. Some people ban Gyarados in their Nuzlocke. That's how strong this thing is. Like if you can get a Gyarados and you get it so early in the game, Magikarp is literally available in some games in the very town you came from. They will have a little pond and you just fish in there and you get a Magikarp and you can have a Gyarados by gym too. That's insane. And don't even get me started with Moxie. Lapras, I'll say A tier. It is now weak to fighting because it's water ice, but this thing is really bulky and it has good special attack, and it can count. It can counter water types itself because it can learn freeze dry. So if you have another water Pokemon in front of you, it's like, oh, you think you're safe? Here's a freeze dry. The only problem when it comes to Nuzlocke, so typing water ice is okay. It's not great, but when it comes to stats, it's pretty good. But the only reason why like I'm struggling with Lapras is like in some games you get it so late. You get Lapras so late, and sometimes you already had a dependable water Pokemon that you could get. But overall, I think I still like it in A tier, low tier A, because just stats wise alone can be pretty good. Vaporeon, A tier. Okay, A tier. Okay, we're gonna put it between these two. Listen, this thing, I swear to God, I faced one in Soul Silver or something like that, and this thing just took hits for days. 4 days. It can also wish, protect. This thing is unbelievably bulky. If you set it up right, can stay in battles a long period of times. Obviously you want to avoid grass and you want to avoid electric, but other than that, this thing has good physical bulk, good special bulk, good HP. Obviously the only thing about it not going like more upper in A tier is because like availability in Nuzlocke, because you need to have an Eevee, which is a specific Pokemon, and then you need to have an Evolution Stone, which is Water Stone, which is another specific thing to get a Vaporeon. But I can't stress this enough, it's still good to have. It is still so good to have. Alright, all hail Helix. I'm gonna put Amistar C tier. So this thing has some bulk, but it loses its bulk because of the rock typing, because it now has a weakness to ground, fighting, and water. If I'm not mistaken, it's also weak to water now. But it does have some good moves. If you get it, Ancient Power, I guess. It can learn Ice Beam, Scald. So, oh man. Only because this thing could tank defensive hits, I would leave it C tier, but really low C tier. But this, if you could make it work, it's again bulky, it's quick, with Swift Swim, and if you guys look at this, like look at this, 115 special attack and 125 defense. Its HP is nothing to be you know, it's nothing scary, but it's still decent. Special defense, again, decent. This is doubled in rain if you have Swift Swim. If you have Shell Armor, again, you're not scared of crits. And this thing also can learn Ancient Power, Surf. It can get Shell Smash. Kabutops is the same thing as Omastar, but weaker. It's Kabuto. Kabuto has the same thing as okay, honestly, I'm gonna switch these two. Okay, this is pretty sad. Okay, honestly, they're the Gen 1 fossil Pokemon have this kind of the same stats. The difference is this has physical and this is special. And the reason why I switched, now that I look at it, they both kind of have the same move sets, but they both have the same move sets, but they have more physical moves than special moves, and they can't really take advantage. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this now in C tier. Stats wise, again, this has good defense, no speed sadly, but good defense and good attack. So, and it has battle armor and Swift Swim. So just like its other counterpart, the only thing is it could take advantage of its moveset because it gets a lot of physical moves. compared to Omnistar or Omniknight, it can't really can't really use its own move set at all because it's mainly physical moves. And then it's and of course there's just the Nuzlocke's. If you're doing a randomizer, you run into this Pokemon, I could see you being usable. Same with evolution. Now this time I would put its evolution high B tier. I would put its evolution high B tier. The only reason why it's not A tier is because it's speed stat. But you can have its attack stat, and if you put it under Swift Swim, it could do some work. The only problem is just like Kingdra or Seadra and Seeking, you kind of have to work around it and prepare a team that will allow it to do some work. And the Nuzlocke, unless you're like playing it non-Nuzlocke, in a Nuzlocke you kind of have to get what you could get. So if you don't get the Pokemon necessary to make a rain team, it's there to hit hard, but you know, it's just not going to be able to outspeed things to dial. Okay. Honestly, I think most starters are going to be B tier. People are going to hate me because it's the starters. I feel like both of these are, come on. Okay. Both, the hell is that? Both of these are mostly okay. Totodile and Crocodile have good attack stat, and they're rather bulky. And obviously they're starters, so you can get them early. They're really good early on. And it's Gen, I think he's like Bug, Flying. I think you get Ice Fang. The only thing is it won't defeat its Miltank. But this guy, this guy is a threat. If you play safe and you have Feraligatr near the end of the game, Feraligatr can have Dragon Dance. It is an egg move. Even without Dragon Dance, this thing's attack is unbelievable. It can learn so many good attacks. I mean, you just saw it can learn freaking Earthquake. So, unbelievably good. You don't have a thing that hits steel types? Don't worry. Feraligatr has Earthquake. Alright, Chinchou. C tier. Chinchou's only good thing that comes with Chinchou is that it helps with flying types, I guess, but it has just like Seeking, Lightning Rod, and you could, most games you could get Chinchou early. Well, it depends on the game, but if you could get this, try to get it for electric. For a Lightning Rod is the best thing possible. Its counterpart is gonna be low B tier because the same thing as Chinchou, but it's just bulkier, and it could hit special attack. It's good to learn Ice Beam, Scald, and learn some new moves like Parabolic Charge, so it can heal itself up. You got Thunder Wave. This thing is not bad, but it's also not good. So stats wise, it's around a B tier. Typing of Water Electric, not bad. Again, you do have to watch out for ground now, but if you play it correctly, you should be good. And also, when this thing had hidden power, it was crazy. You could trick a ground type to come in, use hidden power grass, gone. All right. This is B tier. Meryl, I'm sorry. Meryl is D tier. Even with pure power, this thing isn't that good. You could come in and take a little hits, but it just stats wise is not good. You can get it early, yes, but it's just oof. It's not something special. But so I'll put it low. I'm gonna put a high D tier. I'll probably outbeat all of these Pokemon with pure power, but that's it. That's it. Now we have Azumarill. Oh god. Mid A tier. And one reason only. First of all, typing Water Fairy. is really good. Obviously, it's good down here, but the stats are not that good. But here, yes, stats are not that great. But if you have pure power, you have pure power play rough, pure power aqua jet. What is that other water move we can learn? Waterfall. This thing has double edge. If you manage to get pure power on your Meryl, this thing in newer gens, it's gonna hit like a truck. Yes, it's slow, so you're gonna want to play it carefully and smartly. But look at the evolution. Level 18, you already have something with 100 base stat. If it has pure power or huge power, this is double, so 100 attack stat, 80 defense, and 80 special defense. Are you freaking kidding me? This thing at level 18, that is basically your second gym. Good luck. Good luck to your the second gym. Politoed. Yeah, Politoed is just like the rest of these guys here. And no, it's not gonna hit you really hard, but Politoed could learn a lot of the status moves, and Politoed is one of the best in my second best in my opinion, but it's still one of the best range setters. So if you could get a Politoed and you have yourself a Sea King or a Seadra, you can't get a Kingdra, this is your way to set up rain. And its stats are pretty nice. Look at its move sets. I mean, belly drum, it has hydro pump, hypnosis, parashon. You can do some parashon action. I guess it can no longer learn toxic, but it doesn't matter because you could literally set up rain. It's all you need it for. Set up rain. Okay, I'll put it low A tier. Low A tier, high B tier. But yeah, only reason was just because it's like one of your few range setters. Okay, Wooper is mid C tier only because it's water ground. Let's go. Typings water ground, if I'm not mistaken. I always like to double check, but I am pretty confident because I love this thing. Wooper, yes. Damp and water absorb. And if it has unaware, even better stats wise. Look at this thing, pretty tanky, a little tanky, and I can get rain dance, mudshot, haze, yawn. Are you kidding me? Yawn. Some of them, some games you could get Wooper pretty early, some not so. But by the time you do get Wooper, some games you could evolve it already. So yeah, Wooper in general, water ground is such a good typing because it's ground is bulky, water is bulky. You're immune to electric. Yes, you're now 4 times weak to grass, but still, it's insane. Water ground is such a good move because its evolution. So, I want to say in a regular Nuzlocke. Okay, in a regular Nuzlocke, I would say A tier because if you could get unaware, that's good. But even if you have water absorb Quagsire, you're really good. Quagsire has like toxic recover, like a water move in your earthquake, and you're good. And you're immune to water. Obviously, you gain health from water. You're immune to electric. So the only thing you're gonna be worried is grass. Slow King. All right. I know we have Slowbro up top. I am gonna put Slow King top of B tier. Slow King is just like Slowbro, except now you're dealing with like special defense. And I feel like you want physical defense more. Because like all the special defense that you're gonna be hitting are already super effective against you. So you're looking at Ghost, Dark, and most darks are now physical, so you're not gonna take that well. Bug, which is most of them are physical, you're not gonna take that well because you're especially defensive. Electric, and I feel like I'm missing one more. Grass, and grass I think is physical. So in general, I don't know. I feel like if I would have chose in the Nuzlocke setting, Slow King over Slow Bro, or Slow Bro over Slow King, or Slow King over Slow Bro, I would take Slow Bro all the time. I may be wrong. This is my opinion. If you think I'm wrong, you know, say it in the comment section. But I think overall, Water Psychic is the same as Slow Bro. Stats wise, it's just specially defensive over physically defensive. But I feel like the especially defensive, you could have better Pokemon do that than Slow King. Quillfish. Okay, Quillfish is low B tier only because of Swift Swim. But Poison Water is not a bad typing. We learned that through Arceus, but Legends Arceus, but we can't really put that in hand because obviously that's a totally different game. But the problem is like it gains an additional weaknesses that you can't hit back. Yes, it could get Intimidate, but that's a hidden ability. Even then, I feel like you can find better Pokemon to attack. Okay, I put it too low. I'll put it here. Like, yes, it's a good poison attacking Pokemon, but other than that, I feel like it lacks in other stats. Corsola, oh god, listen, I've never used it. Okay, this thing is terrible. Like, I hate to say it. I don't care if this thing gets recovery, water rock, but it can't even use its typing right because its weaknesses or its stats are somewhat okay. Like look, even this Amistar has better stats than Corsola, and it's super slow, super slow. Yeah, this thing is not gonna live long. It's not gonna hit hard either because it's all defensive, no attack. It's terrible. It's terrible. You know, it's a good looking Pokemon, but in a Nuzlocke setting, just dodge. Just dodge. Same as Remoraid. Remoraid, listen, dodge. Stats wise, it's just a water Pokemon. God awful, but yeah, this thing's not gonna do anything to help you. In any Nuzlocke, dodge. Just dodge. Stats are terrible, and typing, just water, even though it's a good typing, dodge. Although Octillery, on the other hand, I'll put mid B tier. Octillery, if you could have this a setup with Sniper, Focus Energy, and then like I think it's like Octazooka, you could literally crit, guarantee crit. Obviously its stats are not too amazing, so it is a niche pick, but it's also not too bad. I've never had it be my go-to, but I've used it, and we had Focus Energy Sniper, and we were literally just crit central. So if you could set that up, if you're able to set that up, that'd be really good. All right. God, what is this called? I know what this is called. Mantine. Mantine's. I'm gonna put it around here. It's B tier Mantine, water flying, very bulky, and it can learn Roost. The only thing that it needs to watch out for is electric typing. Yeah, very mid. Like I said, that's why it's not top of B tier. That's why it's not bottom mid tier. It's around the middle of B tier. If you cannot get a Gyarados, you want a water flying to come in for evade. You can't get a flying type, but you can't get a water type. Like, this is your best chance to evade ground moves. Have a little bulk. It's neutral against grass. Yes, it's weak to rock, but it's gonna take it because it's pretty bulky. Defensively, especially good HP, and it has recover. Kingdra. Okay, now Kingdra. Dude, I'm just gonna put it up here, top 8 tier. You know, actually, I am gonna put it top 8 tier. Kingdra. Yeah, actually, you're right. This is the only time I will take, not only time, but this is one time I will listen to chat. I will say S tier. No, I will say S tier. Now that I think about it, because this thing, is, even when it's not Swift Swim, dude, I did a water only Nuzlocke, and both the gym leader did a double team Kingdra, and I couldn't hit it. Does Champions Kingdra, does Dragon Dance. It's just, oh my god. And if you guys don't know, Kingdra's stats are 95 all down. So HP, attack, special defense, HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed is 95 down. So like it's just, there's no way it loses. It's neutral to grass, neutral to electric. It's only weak to dragon. It's neutral to ice. So like, yeah, this thing is a problem. It is a menace. Okay, Suicune. I don't want to put all legends in S tier. I'll put mid A tier for Suicune. Suicune is very tanky, but it doesn't really have any way to attack unless you set up Calm Mind. It can get Air Slash. It could deal with grass types. But that's it. It can't tank the electric types, but it's very, very tanky. Now, there's some people that don't like using legendaries in their Nuzlocks. Yes, you have to go out and get it, but stats wise alone, it's a pretty good Pokemon. Okay, I'm gonna be fair. This will be B tier. I'm gonna do this for both. Okay, yeah, both. I have to. Top of B tier. Yeah, I put Marsh Top over Slowking. What about it? Water Ground. Okay, this is actually be more lower B tier. To be fair, I am gonna put the starters down here, except Totodile. Except Totodile. Listen. Remember, we are also looking at Nuzlocke positions. So these are your starters, and you really, in the games that come out, can't go wrong with starting with the water starter. So yeah, freaking Marshtomp Groundwater, already beautiful. And this thing literally tanks. It could help you with most of the gyms. The fighting gym is gonna be a little problem, but if you play it right, it could win. The third gym is the electric gym. The electric gym, if you play it right, doesn't touch it. Fourth gym is the fire gym, just sweeps. Like what do you do? We go to the Hog Molly. Swampert is just S tier, dude. I'm sorry, it's just S tier. It is like this thing is a goddamn tank that is water ground, so you're immune to electric. Yes, you're quad weak to grass, but it just tanks. It's got some speed, some decent speed, some good HP. It's attack stat beyond nothing, and you learn Earthquake yourself at like level 54. You learn Earthquake at 54, which is insane for this ground type, so you don't have to teach it Earthquake. It can learn Return, Protect. This thing just comes in, takes a hit, and I'm pretty sure it can also take a grass hit if you EV training your Nuzlocks. If not, I mean, don't try it, but this thing is just a very good Swampert best starter. Best 3 starter. Okay. Okay. Lotad and Lumbre are both gonna be B tier or C tier. They don't really learn that much moves that are gonna make impact. They're not bulky. Their stats, and I'm only being generous for Lotad. Stats wise, it's not good, but you know, both Lumber. But you know, in a Nuzlocke, the only thing that worries me about these two is the evolution. Is you need a stone. So I would avoid them, but its counterpart, Ludicolo. But yeah, Ludicolo A tier. Even without Swift Swim, this thing is got some special bulk. Water Grass, so you only have to watch out for poison and flying. And this thing literally can do a lot of work. It has a lot. It can learn freaking Sludge Bomb. It can learn Ice Beam. It can learn Giga Drain. It can learn Surf, Fake Out, Protect. You name it, this thing can learn it. So yeah, if you could get a Ludicolo and you have a Rain team, compared to these two, which should need Rain team, you could kind of run it without Rain. So yeah, Wingull. Sadly, Wingull is bottom C tier. Statistically, very not that good. Defensively, it's got speed. That's it, and some special attack. Water flying, so you have to watch out for the rock types and electric types. But can help you with fighting types. This thing, if you saw us do water only Emerald, we ran the entire gym with a Wingull, so it has its advantages. Just like stat wise, it can do better, but its counterpart is A tier, and one of the I'm gonna put it over here. One of the best range setters on the planet. Super bulky, good HP, top defense. Yes, it doesn't have a lot of special defense, but this thing is just gonna come in, set up the rain, you take it out, and now you have your rain team. It's a better rain setter than Politoed because it has just better physical bulk, and it can hit with special attack. It's got decent special attack. It can learn electric move itself. I taught Shockwave and they just ran with that. It can learn Ice Beam. Just stats wise, and then of course you can get Wingull pretty early in most games, and it evolves at level 20. So you have a bulky water flying. If you can't get Gyarados in early stages of the game, Surskit. Yeah, this thing, water bug, weak to rock and flying Pokemon with no stats. It's just pure speed, but nothing else. Nothing else. This thing does nothing to help you. And it doesn't even evolve into a water type. It stays water type. It just becomes bug flying, I want to say. And Masquerain itself it's not that good. Like Beautyfly is better than Masquerain. Yeah, Carvanha, high B tier. This thing, if you can get speed boost, has speed. It's pretty speedy and good attack. It's mainly the only thing it's good for. And you can set up Sword Stance. It gets Crunch, Bite. And later on, I think it's like Psychic Fangs. Early on, can be a menace. You just have to watch out for defensive. It's not tanky. It's a glass cannon and a small fish. So water, I think it's Water Dark already. It's just water. Water Dark. So Water Dark in itself, you're immune to psychic moves, so you can bring it in during a psychic move. You're already going to be quicker. And chomp chomp. Sharpedo, I am revving it up because we've been going for a while. Sharpedo with speed boost, I want to say mid A tier. Again, fast, physical Pokemon. I like this thing. Level 30, so that's like already by your 4th gym. Again, like I said, even it has some special attack investment too. But if you look at it, Aqua Jet, Night Slash, Ice Fang, Liquidation. What are you could have Taunt, be a fast taunter if you really feeling it. Avalanche, Poison Jab, Bulldoze. It's just insane. Again, the only thing is you have to play with these Pokemon, both Carvanha and Sharpedo, smartly because they're not going to take hits well. But if you use them correctly, can come in, get a kill, and get out. And that's where I feel like they have good value in the Nuzlocke. Wailmer, yeah, I'll say C tier. It's just water Pokemon, but it has a lot of HP. That's basically it. It's really slow. You get it middle of the game. Really slow and a lot of HP, but no attack investment. So I want to say C tier, but its evolution can be around mid B. For one reason only. This thing can get water spout. If you don't know, water spout is based on your HP. This thing is purely HP. It has around almost the same stats as Kingdra in special attack and attack, and it's like at 90. But the rest is terrible. Like it's pure HP, some offensive stats, and then no defense, like no bulk and no speed. So I'm gonna put down here. So it's purely come in, take hits while it dishes out hits. So Whalmer suffers just not being able to hit and take hits because it's just like, or deal hits because it's like bulk, or not bulk, but it's fat but no attack stats. This on the other hand is able to take the hits and then do some hits back. All right, Barboach, high, C tier, water ground. The only thing is offensive stats and stats overall need some help. It's just like Wooper, where it's got some offensive woes or stats woes, even though it's water ground. But it's usable in a Nuzlocke. It's much more usable than a freaking gold duck. I'm sorry, but it is usable. But its counterpart, I'm gonna say high B tier, and here is why. The difference between Quagsire and Whiscash is recovery. This has recovery. This isn't. Yeah, Whiscash, it gets rest, but if you don't have a Chesto Berry, good luck. Stats wise, it's in the middle of the road. Great typing, water ground, but just suffers from stats and recovery. Corphish, is C tier. Corphish, good attack, but it's just no bulk and no speed. So you could get it decently early and do some work, but it's just like once you reach like the third gym, you're not going to be doing much. So you have to play really safe. Although Crawdaunt, I want to say, okay, people are not going to like me. Crawdaunt is top B tier. For the only reason why it isn't better than Sharpedo, even though they both are very good physical attackers, is Crawdaunt is so slow. So slow, dude. Stats wise, good attack stat, good HP, decent defense. It's special defense and special attack can do work, but that's not what it's there to be for. It has battle armor and hyper cutter, so again, really good. To prevent attack loss if you have hyper cutter, but also if you have battle armor, you don't get crit. So you could set up a sword stance, hopefully you don't get crit, and then Aqua Jet. Crawdaunt could be A tier, but it wasn't so damn slow. Okay, Feebas, this thing is disgusting. It's just like it doesn't do anything. It absolutely does nothing. And to hunt this thing, yeah, good luck. But Milotic, oh, I am okay. Even without it, I'm gonna put Milotic S tier. And we're seeing a lot of Gen 3 up here. It's okay. Milotic, very, very, very defensive. This thing and BDSP lived a full EV train Roserade Giga Drain. It lived that. If you have competitive, you could have competitive, which I forgot what competitive does, but it raises special attack if you get hit by something. The special attack is up by 2 stages when hit by a stat lowering move. So you could kind of like predict when someone's gonna like use I don't know, something to lower your attack, like Intimidate. If you know an Intimidate is coming for your Pokemon, you could switch in Milotic, get competitive boost. Now your special attack is doubled, and look at that special attack. You could, like, if you're running an offensive typing, because it's already bulky enough, and then it gets Ice Beam, Scald, Recover, and then maybe like toxic, or something like that, or coil. I don't know. I think it gets coil. Or you can run Marvel Scale plus defense, and this thing just tanks for days. Like unbelievable. You think Slowbro's a tank? Nah, bro. You think Vaporeon's a tank? No. Queen Melodic is here. The only reason why it will always be at the bottom of S tier, I'm gonna keep if any more S tier Pokemon come, it will go down, is because getting a Melodic in a game is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But the only reason why it stays in S tier is because if you could get it, it's kind of like one of those must-have on your team. Okay, we're not even gonna talk about this. Let's move on from this. I can't remember its name. Listen, I know what it is. It's the weather Pokemon. This thing, it's not even a water type. It is a normal type. Okay, it turns water with rain. Stats are trash. It can only nerf Weather Ball. Yeah, let's move on. Spheal, Castform. Yeah, the thing is still trash. Even if I know the name, it's still trash. It's still trash. Spheal, I'm gonna put it next to its counterpart, Seal. Water, Ice, again, no bulk. Doesn't take things really well. Defensively, doesn't matter which one. Even Fire is like neutral and it does good damage. And you get it pretty later on, just like its counterpart Celio, I would say is up here with tank. Celio definitely C tier only because of its tankiness. It doesn't get a good it has decent special attack, but its HP is pretty good, but it's just super slow, and which why it can't even put a B tier. But it can get some work if you need something to come in and take a hit. But you don't care about these two. When it comes down to this line, you care about this big boy. This big boy. I don't think it's that high A tier, but it is up there. You're thinking about Celio, or not Celio, Walrein. If you talk about big boy, this thing has the tankiness to take hits. If you guys saw the when we lost our first run in our Water Emerald, like we had to set up Sword Stance with our Crawdont to take this out. It's got some special attack bulk. It's got Body Slam to freaking paralyze you. I don't know if I'm going too high. I might be going too high. You can get Encore. Encore, listen, if you use Encore right, Encore is such a very good move in a Nuzlocke. I'm still trying to learn how to use it, but I have seen so many good Nuzlockers trap the opponents or the AI in a move. And any Pokemon that can learn Encore, it's like really good to have on your team. Okay, I don't think it's that high up. Alright, same with this. Now that I think about it, we're gonna always tinker. Actually, no. But it is A tier. Without that, it is A tier. Clamperl, it's trash. I'm not even going full depth. This is just water Pokemon, low stats. It's a clam, for God's sake. Yes, it has Shell Smash, but if you're not like you get this Pokemon late, and if you're not in a little cup, this thing's still not gonna do much. One Shell Smash, they just have to hit you, and you're gone. You're gone. Although its counterparts, this is low B tier. This is so one is okay. I'm just gonna put them up here, and one is high tier. So the difference, so both of these evolve from Clamperl. One is physical and one is special. The physical one doesn't do as good because its speed stat is meh, but they, if I'm not mistaken, they both get Shell Smash. If you teach this Shell Smash and evolve it, they both get it, but this takes advantage of it more because it gets a lot more special attack moves. It's so I forgot Gorbius. It's not super good, like super high stats, but it's enough to take advantage of one Shell Smash with its speed stat that it's going to knock out at least one Pokemon for you. Will it last to knock out two? if you play it correctly, if you get a white herb somehow, it could. But even then, like I'd say B tier or Pokemon that can get something done. They can't stay there forever like some of these, but they can get something done, accomplished. Relicanth. Listen, Relicanth got attack stat, but that's it. This thing is B tier. It's got high attack, but it's water, rock typing. That's just not good. It is not good. Weak to ground, double weak to grass. Water is neutral. It's not even like good against its own self. Like it's not half because it's water. No, it's neutral to water. It's weak to steel. God, water rock is just oof. It's got the bad end of the stick. It's why Kabuto, like the only reason why this is up here is because it's attack stat. I mean, look at it, all the water rocks are down here. So yeah, and the only reason why it's up here higher C is because it's attack stat. Steel's neutral. Okay, that's still not good though. That's still not good. Like we're just gonna. Enough said. This thing is annoying, but stats wise, it has no stats. This Love Disc, just a water Pokemon. That it's not bulky, it's not offensive, and just don't use this in any Nuzlocke. Kyogre, this takes the cake. Kyogre literally is the god of the water Pokemon. I'm gonna say it. Like if I could add another tier, Kyogre and Magikarp would be the only ones there. It's absolutely disgusting. When I did my water only Nuzlocke, I banned Kyogre because if you play Sapphire or Emerald, and you know, all you have to do is once you reach Kyogre, put Kyogre in your lead team and you're done. You could take the entire Elite Four with just Kyogre. We did that. We literally did that. We did a plain Nuzlocke of Pokemon Sapphire, and then we caught Kyogre, removed every other Pokemon on the team, and just defeated the entire team with a Kyogre. It's insane. Like, yes, it's weak to electric, but it's so bulky. High has special attack. Could bring in rain by itself. That's all I have to say. I ban it in my Nuzlocks. That says enough about it being available in a Nuzlocke. Stats says like speaks for himself, and obviously it's a water type. So Piplup. This is gonna be the first time I'm gonna put something in C tier, a starter in C tier. Dude, I can't. Piplup. Why does it feel like it's so weak? Stats wise, it's okay, but like it's not gonna. It's like there's better like tier 1 starters or better starters, and Chimchar. Yeah, Chimchar is better, and Grot or Turtwig I feel like is better, but that's like the first stage. All right. Second stage, I will put B tier. Again, it learns like Metal Claw. Its stats get a little bit better, but it's still like, I'm still gonna put it down here. It's still outperformed by Manforno. Listen, second stage of Chimchar. It's late, you guys. We've been doing this for almost 3 hours. Second stage of Chimchar and Grottle, like it's still outperformed by the other 2 starters in any Nuzlocke. But there's a big but. I will say Empoleon is A tier. Empoleon can be pretty good. It's water steel. Again, really good typing. That is really good typing. You are weak to fighting and you're weak to ground, but you resist psychic. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You resist fairy, steel, dragon, rock, bug, psychic, flying, water, and normal. Oh, and by the way, you're immune to poison. So yes, you're now weak to fighting and ground, but who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? So it took being weak in the beginning to come back strong. And it has good special attack, good bulk, Good HP. You know what? I can't do it. I'm just gonna be around here. Oh my god. I'm gonna be quick with this. All right, Babero. High C tier. All right. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. Listen, Babero. As much as I hate to, I love Babero, but Babero weak to fighting, electric, grass. It is immune to ghost. Just water normal is just meh. It's just meh. Its stats needs help. Its stats need a lot of help. Unaware is good, don't get me wrong, but its stats can't take advantage of that. And then simple. So simple allows you, if you like, let's say you use sword stance, you're +4. So yeah, this thing, even with simple, if you set up one sword stance, it's gonna do some work. But even then, its stats are terrible. It's gonna try to take out one Pokemon and probably succeed, but it's not guaranteed, and not guaranteed to take the next hit. So yeah, Babero C tier, absolutely C tier. Sadly, Weasel. I'm gonna put Weasel high C tier because it's a very quick mon, very fast, quick Pokemon, decent attacks and special attack stat for early in the game. So it's probably one of your first water Pokemons you can get, especially in BDSP. If you don't get the fishing rod, you don't get Magikarp, you can get a Weasel right after the first gym. So yeah, oh, obviously there's this as well, but yeah, Weasel, fast boy. But then you have its Float Soul, its evolution, water typing, stats, again, pretty good, super speedy guy, really fast, super fast with Swift Swim. I think it's like base 100 speed. Decent attacking stats over with both attacking and special attack, but I think, yeah, absolutely incredible speed tier. And look, 100 base attack, 85 health, 85 special attack. Early on too, I think it evolves at 26, so pretty quick Pokemon. And you could have Aqua Jet. I think you have like Crunch. Yeah, Crunch that you get when you evolve. Waterfall, Aqua Tail, Rock Tomb, Brick Break, Iron Tail. Its movesets aren't bad. The only thing it suffers from is just like Crawdon. It's like, well, opposite of Crawdon. Crawdon's kind of bulky. This is not. So Shellos. I'm only gonna do one of them because they're both the same thing. Shellos is B tier, just like Barboach. Water Ground, really good. The only thing is his stats aren't that good. I'm gonna do both just like every other of them because we're running. It's been going for a long time. Where's the long ass video? Really good, but just stats, hate it. Water Ground's good. Nuzlocke, you get it okay timing, rather early as most of them. But its counterpart, well, its evolution, actually I like blue. We'll go with blue. Is A tier, another Water Ground. I would say it's better than a Quagsire. Water Ground has good stats. You can either get Water Absorb or not Water Absorb. What is it called, dude? Storm Drain. You get Storm Drain, and boom, you're +1 in special attack. You have Recover, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Surf. Like this thing is only weak to grass, immune to electric. I'm telling you, like, as you can see, stats wise, good HP, good bulk on the special defense, okay defenses, but it's Earthquake if you want to go physical side, Sludge Bomb, it just absolutely be able to come in and stay on there if you do it correctly. All right, Finneon, it's just trash. It's so sad because it has no stats but all speed with Swift Swim, but it has all that speed and it can't use it. And then same with its evolution, Finneon, you can get him early, but at what cost? All that, I won't be too rude, but all that speed and no like stats to use it, You're better off with a lot of other Pokemon. Heck, you're better off with a Barrel. Again, like Swift Swim is good, and it has a decent special attack stat, but I think it's like 80, and you're better off instead of 80 with something else. Antike. You put an Eviolite and it could do you some work. Other than that, not really a good Pokemon. Rotom Wash. Ooh, Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash S tier, baby. Listen, obviously in the Nuzlocke settings, you gotta get Rotom first, so it's gonna be very rare to come by. It comes just like Melodic, hard to come by, but if you get it, Water Electric, so you're already weakening air moves or flying moves, grass moves, I think. No, you're still weak to grass. Grass is your only weakness, and you have less. You take less from flying as well, and you're already weak to fire. Strong gets fire, and then its main weakness, second weakness it adds, which is ground, is immune to it because of levitate. So absolutely pretty good Pokemon. Good offensive stats, good defensive stats. You can run a bulky set, you can run a offensive set. This thing really good, really good. The only okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave it an A tier, high A tier, because the one weakness it has is that getting Rotom is really hard, and then you have to change Rotom. It's really hard in some games. So because of that, it gets a notch down. Remember, we're going to typing, stats, and then if it works in a Nuzlocke, and when you get in a Nuzlocke, and it works in a Nuzlocke, but getting in a Nuzlocke is in the other hand, it's just, you got to go out of your way to do a lot of different things, and in my eyes, it's just not worth it. Yeah, this thing. Yeah, it's not Kyogre tier, but again, Water Dragon. We have said this again with Seadra, but much better stats. This thing, I guess the typing Water Dragon stats, insane. It's insane stats. I think it's like Roar of Time is its main move. Incredible move. Can learn other moves as well, and then of course it's a legendary Pokemon. So I'm not gonna stick too much. Just know that that thing is insane. Is this Fion? Yeah, this is trash. This doesn't even belong there. Manaphy. Manaphy is gonna be in the A tier. Because it gets Tail Glow. It is water only. I'm gonna be honest, I've never used it, but I know how dangerous it could be in competitive. Yeah, it's water tier. Base stat is 100 all the way down, only weak to grass and electric, but it gets one move, and that is Tail Glow. If you get Tail Glow, you can Tail Glow up. If you don't know what Tail Glow does, it raises the special attack by 3 stages, which is insane. And now you have a hard special attack hitting Pokemon that has Ice Beam, Scald, Hydro Pump. I think it gets Thunderbolt. It does get Shadow Ball, Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball. It's insane. It is insane. And then it gets U-Turn. If it doesn't want to stay in, it just gets U-Turn. So yeah, if you have to use it correctly, because obviously it needs Tail Glow. But I feel like it's good to say that it's A tier just because of Tail Glow. Alright, here's another Pokemon. I'm sorry. This is C tier with Piplup. Both, I can't remember. Oshawott, and I don't mind Duat. Duat's it's okay. Stat wise, it's okay. Oshawott is, to me, in general, is not memorable. The stats are okay. It's the second starter here that's going to be C tier. It's water only. It's just, I don't know. It's not that memorable to me. And its attack stat is, I think, what keeps this thing mid B tier. Yeah. Oh, it's special attack stat. Yeah. It's special attack stat. It gets Razor Shell. So water and stats are okay. It's your starter, so you know it's not bad to use early on. And then it's evolution Samurott. I'm gonna get hate here. It's like high B tier. I'm gonna be honest. Look at the stats on this thing. I don't know, dude. I never liked Samurott. It is not very like it's not gonna tank. He can't make up his mind. Doesn't want attack. Doesn't want special attack. Its moveset, like, look at this. Mainly attack, but it gets no special attack moves. Despite its special attack being higher, it does have like Smart Strike, X Scissors, Giga Impact. But yeah, like I'm sorry. Like even if you want to run like a defensive one, you can't. So it's just, I don't know. It's not fast. It's like slow, but it wants to be an attacker. But it's not tanky enough to come in and dash out hits because it's probably gonna die in 2 turns. It's just, it suffers a lot of coverage. It's, in my opinion, keyword opinion, I feel like Samurott is the weakest of the water starting Pokemon. All right, we're gonna just do this real quick. These guys, this is B tier, Simipour and Simisage. Honestly, the monkey, elemental monkeys. Okay, I'm gonna be fair. I'll be high C tier. They're there. Stat wise, they're okay. They're water. I think they're water normal, or they're just water. I'm pretty sure they're just water. Yeah, they're just water. And they have gluten. But look at that. Like, yes, they're speedy. They got attack stats, but what they suffer is like no defense syndrome. They're really quick. Could take out a Pokemon out, but then they're gone if they don't. They're literally gone if they don't. So you can get them on early in Nuzlocke. The only difference is you need a Water Stone to evolve it. So do I make it B tier? You know what? I'll make it B tier only because it's pretty quick, but it's low B tier. It is quite low B tier because it does have some good attack stats. So the Seismitoad line, its first line is pretty low because it's only water. Temple, really low stats, and it's just it's not gonna, unless you have water absorb, it's not gonna do much. But its second evolution, all right, because it's at level 25. That's the only thing. Palpitoad, stats wise, isn't bad for what it is. Yeah, I'll leave it low B tier. No, I'll put it high C tier. It's water ground, so obviously it's good, but stats still need some work. You can get Temple pretty early, so you'll have this early on at level 25. But the big thing about is it's the last evolution. I'll put this a low A tier. Water ground, you guys, you can see, you're seeing it a lot. Water ground is really good typing. Really good typing. It's very bulky, so, and that's what this guy brings. You can get Swift Swim, and this thing has some decent special attack and some attack stack. All you have to watch out for is grass moves. Other than that, this thing is gonna stay in there and probably get a kill, maybe 2. But it's the typing that saves it. Honestly, Seismitoad's typing is what saves it. I'll go high B tier. Yeah, only because the water ground is what makes it high B tier. So yeah, Basculin, it's just gonna be C tier. It's a water Pokemon. It's super fast. But the problem, it has high attack. The problem is just like it's all it is speed and attack, like Carvana. Okay, we'll make it high C tier. It's like Carvana, but where did I put Carvana? Okay, yeah, like Carvana, but like weaker. I don't know. It doesn't have dark type. That's what it is. It's just plain old water Pokemon. Tortuga, water rock again. It's got good stats. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I can't put it too high. It's got good stats, but it's Water Rock. Again, Water Rock is not that good in my opinion. But its evolution has Shell Smash, so I will put it high C tier. People are not gonna like it, but it's so slow. That is its problem. It's so slow. It gets Shell Smash, but that doesn't help it either, dude. That doesn't help it either. Yeah, I'm sticking with my guts. High C tier for Caracosta. Water Rock, again, it's just not that good of a typing in my opinion. Stats, Caracosta is not bad, but it has no speed. No speed whatsoever. So, yeah. Ducklet. Water flying. Oh god. Yeah, people are gonna kill me, but I think Ducklet here and then Swanna, they're not memorable. Water flying, but they really have no stats. Yeah. High speed, but no stats to go for it. It's just, it's not gonna take anything out. And then it's, yeah, Swanna, unfortunately, and it doesn't have a good move pool. Unfortunately, my friend, you're not that good. Neither is Ducklet. You're forgettable, unfortunately. So Nuzlocke, it's not gonna be that good. It's not memorable. Yes, you could probably make it work if you get like some special attack and speed, but it's not gonna be there forever. Frillish, Ghost Water, C tier. It's got HP. Ghost Water, it resists fighting. Normal. The only thing is its stats. It's not super offensive. And then Jellicent, I would put low B tier for the same reason. It could come in tank. I don't know if this gets Water Sport because it's a lot of HP and some offensive stats, but it's really slow. But Water Ghost, again, resist fighting, but it's weak to like Psychic and Ghost itself and Dark type. But I think Water Ghost is not a bad typing. And it has Water Absorb, which is also not bad. Like I said, Frillish, not bad stats, but it's Jellicent. Like, look at that. High special defense, not bad defense. Special attack is pretty okay. And then high HP. And then, of course, with Water Absorb, you're also weak. You also can be immune to water and gain health back. So, not bad. And for some reason, poison. I guess because of the ghost. So, yeah. Alola Mola C tier. It is a bulky Pokemon, but it's like barely has any of the attacking moves, and mainly it's just like Wish, Baton Pass, or I don't know, Tract. It's basically not good in any shape. I'll put it down here. It's not good attacking. It's just mainly there to take hits and hits and hits. The difference between, like, I don't know, Slowbro that can take there and take hits, and Blastoise compared to Alola is they can do some offensive power, but Alola cannot. Keldeo, both Keldeo forms, really good Pokemon. I don't know if it's S tier. I'm probably gonna get flamed. It's water fighting, so it can't hit Ghost. I think it's the only one, but very fast, and you can have a very physical attacking one because it also has Rain Dance, I think, or not Rain Dance. Swift Swim. Oh, they get Justified. Wait, Resolute is quicker. No, they're both the same. I don't know what is the difference, but overall, Justified is if you get hit by a dark type, you boost your attack stat. You could go physical or you could go special. It does gain weaknesses in flying and psychic, but you give this thing like a life orb, this thing's gonna hit hard and it's really quick. So it's like all these offensive weapons that if you bring it in could do some damage and do some work if you play it smartly, compared to some of these weaker attacking ones where yes, they got the attack power, but they can't like stay there long. Its stats are okay, but its special attack is absolutely enormous, and that speed that it's no way, there's no way you can't avoid it. If you could get it, get it. All right. We're gonna be going back to the B tier for both of these. They're quick Pokemon, super quick, but they're glass cannons. They're gonna be so close to each other, sadly. But they're glass cannons. Okay, I'm sorry, this has to go down. This will go down. They're glass cannons. I think this one's still water type. Yeah, they're both water types, but they're glass cannons. That's the only thing is, yes, they got the stats to attack, but you gotta watch out that if they take a hit, they're not gonna be there long. So Frogadier, it's good starter Pokemon, but the best reason or best thing about them is this guy, right? We're not gonna do this one. Greninja. Greninja, it's gonna be mid A tier. So I can't really put him high mid tier because the one flaw he has is being that glass cannon, but his stats are really good. Water Dark, which again, really good. Look at the stats: 95 attack, 103 special attack, and 122 speed. So again, like it resists dark, resists ghost. So you know, yes, you're weak to fighting, bug, and fairy, but like look how fast you are. And the one thing that like this Pokemon helps even more is Protean. So with Protean, you use a move, its typing changes to that. So, and it has U-turn, so you can be really safe. You know that they're not gonna live. You use U-turn, get out, and with stab, bug, do some big damage. This thing is very useful, and it could be either special attack or attack, just like Keldeo. The only problem, its hindrance is it's not bulky, but yeah, this thing is really, really good. Dude, what is this? Rock bug? Or water bug? Or water rock? I think it's water rock. I would say its pre-evolution is here. I think it's Coroblast, I think. Listen, I can't remember this. But Binacle, stats wise, yeah, nothing to be happy about. It is very weak. I mean, its highest is defense. Yeah, definitely is a D tier Pokemon. But its evolution line, B tier right here, mid B tier. I could put it a little higher for one reason. First of all, its evolution Barbarical, even though it's slow, it's got some bulk on it, and it's got attack, and it has yes, it's weak to grass, electric, you know, rock, water rock, oof, but it gets freaking Shell Smash, and it gets a lot of physical moves, and well, Slash, Razor Shell, freaking Rock Slide, freaking Beat Up, oh my god, Brick Break, Shadow Claw, oh my god. So yeah, it gets some good move sets. Superpower, Poison Jab. If you set up one Razor Shell, you're sitting pretty. You're sitting pretty. But again, it's still slow. This fast Pokemon, but again suffers from being slow typing. Yeah, or not typing. Low stats offensively. I think it has high special attack. If I'm not mistaken. So it has, okay, so it's like a defensive thing, and it has like Mega Launcher, which boosts aura moves, and like it only gets one, just one, which is pretty sad. But its evolution, oh, we missed Scrub. Hold on, its evolution, I would say high C tier, because if we look, oops, at its evolution, Clawitzer, it's got some pretty decent stats. Look at this freaking monster with special attack. The whole thing is just so slow, but it could take advantage of its aura moves, right? Oh, maybe not. Oh, Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse. So yeah, it has a better chances of using its Mega Launcher. Yeah, yep. Than its pre-evolution. So really good, high special attack, just super slow and not tanky at all. So that's why I can't put in beats. Oh man, Okay, no, it goes low B tier because it can get a kill. It just won't stay on the field long. Skrelp, listen, this thing is water poison, but its stats are officially oof. Yeah, poison water, but it's 60 across the board, but with no HP and no speed. So it's not going to be staying on the field long. Its evolution doesn't even keep the water typing, which is so sad. It's dragon poison. Oh man, it would have been so good if it was water poison, water dragon, but it drops the water typing. Oh, Volcanion. I want to say this is A tier. Yeah. Yeah, behind Suicune. Volcanion is water fire, so it's automatically weak to ground typing. Rock typing, I think. No, rock is neutral. It is water absorb. The thing that helps it is its stats. So it's immune to water, and only this is weak to, oh my god, yeah, weak to rock and ground. But its stats really carries it. If you play this correctly, you could get a lot of kills. It gets like earth power, sludge bomb, bulldoze, but you want special moves. Look at that, flame charge, incinerate, flare blitz, overheat. Its attack stats not bad either, so you could choose a moderate. Yeah, look, sludge bomb, heat wave, earth power, stone edge. You could even run a mix set and still be good. So Volcanion, the only problem in Nuzlocke, so typing water fire. The only problem is like the ground and rock typing differences. So if you be careful, it can be okay. It does have water absorb, so it's immune to water. So then again, it helps against itself. It has good stats. The only thing is it's super slow. And then all that right there is A tier. But the problem is it's a legend, right? So in the Nuzlocke, do you ban legendaries? Do you not ban legendaries? That's on you. If you don't, it's a good Pokemon. You just have to play it with it carefully so you don't get hit by rock and ground moves. Poplio, Poplio finally another starter in the B section. Yes sir, Poplio, very bulky, water type, comes in pretty good throughout the game. It's good against the fighting thing because I think it gets a fairy move early on. Yeah, it gets a fairy move early on. Like, what? Okay. Yeah, still, even in its own game. So you're already good against the Kahuna. You're already good against the dark Pokemon that Totem that you have to face. Its stats aren't terrible. Like, look at this. This is not terrible for a starter. Good special attack. It is slow, but most starters are. I don't know. Poplio, B tier, and its evolution again. Brion, somewhere around B tier with War Turtle. So again, that's all good and dandy, right? Water Pokemon only. This is where it just gets broken. Is Primarina. Primarina is Water Fairy. Now, this would be S tier if it wasn't so slow. But Primarina has good special bulk. It's got defensive bulk and being a water fairy type. Insane. You only have to watch out for poison and steel. But other than that, actually, I think, yes, steel is super effective. No, steel is neutral. So you only have to watch out for poison. You're immune to dragon. So it's got good special bulk, high special attack, some decent HP. What stops it is just its defensive stats, like its defensive bulk and its speed. Other than that, this thing is incredible. Gets good moveset. Its sparkling aura move is pretty good as well. I have nothing wrong to say about our friend here. Water Fairy, chick ding ding ding, good stats, and you get it eventually in the Nuzlocke because it's a starter Pokemon. Wishy-Washy itself is C tier, but Wishy-Washy and its school form, I'm gonna put it in B tier, mid B tier. So the problem with Wishiwashi is once it loses school form, its stats are god awful. As you can see, it's god awful stats, but in school form, unbelievable stats. Low HP, but look at that, unbelievable, and it has a good, decent move set. I mean, you can get, okay, maybe not dive, U-turn, bulldoze. Oh, here we go. Earthquake, waterfall, surf, ice beam, scale shot, flip turn. Like it's not bad. The thing that brings down Wishiwashi, the thing that brings down Wishiwashi is just once it loses school form, which is like after it reaches certain health point, it is useless. But because of school form, it gets up here in B tier. Moraine, low B tier. Water poison. Again, we know how water poison is. It could be a crutch, like this guy here, or it can help out like Tentacle. I know Tentacle is B tier around here. Yeah, could be a clutch, or it could be a hindrance. But Moraine has one reason that it's freaking good. Moraine has, it could get Regenerator. Even then, Limber is not bad because it's not be able to get paralyzed and merciless. This Pokemon attacks become critical hits if the target is poison. But you want Regenerator. Good defensive stats. Maybe I'm overdoing it. Yeah, it's still good. It's still good. Early, if you could get it early on, it's good because it's good defensively. Obviously, you want to avoid ground moves, but the big troublesome one is this right here. We're gonna put it around here. It is, God. What is it? I see Toxapex. If you play competitively, you would know this thing's a pain in the ass. But in a Nuzlocke, it could still be a pain in the ass. It could take an earthquake. Like what? High HP, high special defense, high attack, or high defense. So high physical defense, high special defense, and decent HP. It has no attacking investment and no speed, but it doesn't matter because this thing is a tank. And if you get Regenerator, you can just keep bringing in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and it just keeps regaining its health. It's absolutely a tank. You could run like Baneful Bunker or something like that, where when you protect yourself and they hit you, they get poisoned. So you can now stall. You can hit Toxic. You can set up Toxic Spikes. You can do knockoff. You can scald and burn the other Pokemon. So water poison is a hindrance because you do gain a type disadvantage is Psychic and Ground, but the stats on Toxapex is just unbelievable. And again, the only thing is finding Moraine, but once you find Moraine, it does level up pretty late, level 38, so you're gonna have to put some work, but it's worth it in a Nuzlocke. Dewpider, Water Bug, not bad. Is weak to rock. I think it's all stats is just speed. All special defense, no speed. So weak to water and flying and rock. What is Water Bubble? Oh, all half damage from fire type moves, double power. Oh, its ability is meh. Honestly, you want Water Absorb. The problem is like it's just a special defensive wall that you could bring in to take. You know you're not gonna bring it in for rock moves and flying moves, but if you need a special defensive wall early on, because this is another Pokemon you could get same time as Wishiwashi. It's good to get because it evolves pretty soon. I think it's like level 22, and Araquanid, I want to say. Araquanid is B tier. I'm not gonna put it A tier because there is a better water bug Pokemon than Araquanid, but Araquanid is especially bulky, and if you look at its attack stat, it when it evolves, it gains some attack, some defense. right? So it's a little more bulky. Water absorb obviously is better for you. Water bubble, I guess, you know, you don't get hit by fire moves as good. But its move sets is lunge, liquidation, and leech life is pretty good. This only gets B. I'm not gonna give it so high. I'm gonna go a little lower. It's because of how bulky it is. So good old B tier, but can be better. Can be better. It just needs a little more attack stat because it can't take advantage of its good move set because its attack is on the lower end side, but can come in and take some hits like a champ. Now, speaking of better buck, okay, so this worm, not Wurmple, Jellicipod's pre-evolution, Wimpod. Okay, Wimpod is literally its namesake. It's a wimp that's really fast. It's F tier. Unfortunately, it doesn't get any moves unless you teach it some moves, and even 10, it doesn't get any moves. Wimpod is D tier, but its friend, just like the Magikarp, gets some good helpings. I'm gonna give Jellicipod A tier, low A tier, because once it evolves, look at these stats. Boy oh boy, high defense, high attack, some special bulk. You don't even care about special attack. Yes, it's slow, but its HP is not bad. It's below average. But look at this, unbelievable. You don't care about you. Sure, flying rock is a problem, but what you really care about is coming in and using first impression. It's just 90 damage, and I think it's kind of like, yeah, comes in. It's like double. It only works the first turn, but you come in first impression, and now what are they gonna do? You can sucker punch, slash. This thing you can set up sword stands as long as you know they don't have a flying or psychic, no, flying or rock type. This thing could do some big damage, really quick. The only thing is it's super slow, so I didn't notice that. Yeah, oh, same as Wolverine tier. That's the only thing. It's super slow. If it could get better speed, it'd be better. But this thing is a problem. I remember Guzma. God, that thing was a problem. And then another hindrance is his ability, but that could also be a good thing because if it gets low, it just gets taken out. So it's a hindrance, but also a good thing. Pyukumoku. Honestly, Pyukumoku is a mid Pokemon. If you don't know, Pyukumoku has like no offensive stats. It's just a bulky Pokemon. Bulky water Pokemon. I think it's only water. They could get midway in the game. And look at that. No speed. Below medium HP, some attack, but it's just like Mareanie, but wish it was Mareanie. Because this thing gets absolutely nothing to help it. It gets toxic, but yeah, it's basically like Wobbuffet as a water version. Sadly, it wishes it was Toxapex, but it can't be because if it moves, it can learn. But I mean, it can get some work done if you need a stalling team. You made a stalling team. Just know that eventually it will lose health because I don't think. Oh, it gets recovered. Ooh. Okay, now I'll put low B tier. It does get recovered. We'll put low B tier because it gets recovered because it just doesn't have as much defense, that much HP as Toxapex, but it can be a stall Pokemon. So yeah, we go B tier. Plain water. So again, all it has weak is electric and grass, but it could take those hits. Maybe you can counter a mirror shot. You got toxic and recover. Oh god, Bruxish. Bro, Bruxish. I don't care if its stats are decent. Bruxish, it's first of all, it's water psychic. Most water psychics want to be bulky because like a lot of moves that they take are really strong, like Shadow Ball, which is Ghost. Dark Pulse, which is Dark. They're really strong, but this thing is like, bro, it's just no defense. It doesn't even have the speed stat to take care of its 105 attack, and it needs strong jaw. If it has dazzling doesn't do anything. Oh, I guess it protects from priority moves, but yeah, if you don't have strong jaw, this thing is not gonna hit that hard. All right, and Tapu Fini. Yeah, I may be wrong here, but water fairy, really good. We saw Primarina here. Tapu Fini's kind of the bulkier set. Yeah, special defense, big defense, really bulky, has some special attack, has a decent speed and some HP. This thing's just gonna take hits. Obviously you have to catch it and you have to go get it, but I believe you could get it once you unlock like a certain part of the island. I think in the later games. I don't know the big Sun and Moon. Later, Luna. So yeah, really good defensively. Water fairy, really good typing. You're only weak to sludge or poison, electric, and grass. So you watch that out. You're good. And has bulk, but can also hit back with special attack. It has a move that cuts Pokemon's health in half, plus Moonblast, plus I think Psychic. It's I don't know. I feel like this is really good. But the problem is that you can't get it right away. Gen 8 finally made it, dude. We finally made it. 4 hours and a half later. Sabo. The Sabo is low C tier. I am so sorry. I used the water Pokemon myself. This thing is such a pipsqueak, dude. Dude, a little squirt gun could do better than this thing. Look at these stats. Okay, I mean it's a glass cannon, I guess, but it can't even use it that good. It is a glass cannon, but it's like, I don't know. I think it could do better. I just feel like, okay, we'll be fair. We'll be fair. High C tier, and then same thing with its evolution. I can't remember it. And then same with its evolution, low B tier. Again, it's high speed, high special attack. It doesn't get drizzle. Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't get drizzle. Oh, drizzle. Bro, it's late. I thought you were talking about like the ability. Yeah, drizzle. Again, actually better. Actually better, but again, it just suffers from being super weak. But it's getting water typing only. But its evolution, Inteleon, is a low A tier. Low A tier. Okay, hear me out. It does what Octillery can do, but better. Literally is Octillery, but better, because it's pure speed and pure special attack. So you get Sniper, which boosts critical hits, and then you have Snipe Shot, which has higher chances of critical hits, and you just outspeed everything and hope that it, like, if you could set up, hope you could take out the rest of the team. But the problem is it is a glass cannon. It suffers just like Greninja. The only problem is Greninja has protein, so it could use U-turn and get out. This could use U-turn, but you probably want like a choice item on it to do more damage. Yeah, I mean, it does, but like look at this. Like, again, it's this is right here. 120 speed and 125 attack is absolutely enormous, but it's the rest of the stats that makes it a glass cannon. But again, this right here, Snipe Shot, and I guess Ice Beam. So it is a very, okay, I will say I am being a little bit unfair. I will put it over here, but it's still low A tier. It's good. It kicks someone's ass right through the door, but comes in the door slowly so it doesn't get hurt. So sadly, that's the only problem with Inteleon. This Water Rock, again, I'm gonna put it D tier. Like it gets like Strong Jaw. Problem is, like, you know, it's not even defensive. It's just pure attack, and it can get Shell Armor or Strong Jaw or Swift Swim with its low speed. The problem is, like, it doesn't get much to use Strong Jaw. So at the end of the day, what do you have strong jaw for? It's tight, like its effect it doesn't help it, or its ability. Water rock doesn't good is a good. Its stats are mediocre, and its abilities just doesn't help it that well. Shell armor does. I will say shell armor does, and you can get it early though. You can get it early, so that's why it's high. It's high D tier. I can't go any higher. And then its evolution. Yeah, I can't put this thing too high. This thing is water rock. I used it. It thing was getting destroyed. It's like weak to fighting, weak to ground, quad to grass. Like this thing. Yes, it has. It's early on. You can get it early on. Has good HP. Has good attack. It's a defense, but it's so slow, and it didn't do much. Yes, it can learn crunch now. Jaw lock doesn't get it till too late, man. It's dark. It's a dark move, so you don't even get stabbed. Listen, it just, you're better off with shell armor, and hope you don't die. Cramorant, I want to say it's low B tier. If this is what I'm thinking, I can't remember its stats. Oh, it has no defense. What is his ability again? Gulp Missile. Returns with a catch in its mouth after using surf or dive. Okay, that doesn't matter. Oh. You're like a Lolamola. You could do something, but you can't really do a lot. The Camerat, water flying, which is just good typing because you get to avoid earthquake, but like it can't do anything in return. Its moveset is meh. Yeah, I don't think this thing is gonna. This thing won't leave much lastful impact. So if you could get a better flying type Pokemon, go and get it. You could get a better water type Pokemon, go and get it. Alright, Arrokuda, I will say is high C tier because of its speed, but its stats are terrible. And I'm gonna just do quickly. It's water Pokemon, and it gets Swift Swim. But Barraskewda, I can't put it high. I'm gonna put it around the Teleon and Teleon. Okay, let's put all these together. So Greninja, Barraskewda, and Teleon have all something in common. They're quick attackers. The problem is, especially Barraskewda in rain, this thing's speed is through the roof. But the problem is it has no defense. But this thing has some really good attacks, and you can flip turn out of there. So it's stab, U-turn, but for water Pokemon, absolutely really good Pokemon. Yeah, I recommend using this. I use this competitively, and if I knew that I was able to catch it early on in near the water area, I would have caught this as well. In my playthrough of Pokemon Sword and Shield, absolutely unit. You just have to play it really smart, because it suffers the same problem with Inteleon. It is weak, but defensively and bulkiness, but it's literally through the roof in attack prowess. Dracovish, I know it's like A tier if you get set up the rain, right? Okay, you need Sand Rush. It's weird because it's water dragon, but because of the water dragon, it's literally resists a lot of moves, a lot of types, and it's got some decent bulk and just no speed, but it's high defense, high HP, and high attack with semi high HP and semi high attack. Could do some work. And then if only if you could set up in in some speed, maybe you use like a Trick Room team or a Sand team. Fish's Ren is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But you do have Dragon Rush, Brutal Swing, Crunch, so you do have some ways to hit physically. Low kick, Earthquake. It's got that attack stat to be able to do it. But I know Fish's Ren was a problem back in the day, back when it first came out. People were saying, "Oh my god!" And then Arctovish. It because of its ice typing, it suffers, man. Yeah, it's a water ice with some good bulk. it does have Slush Rush to raise his speed, but even with that, you gotta hope that you're in Trick Room. I don't know. It just it's good B tier Pokemon. It's got some stats, but it's very defensive. Very defensive. But its typing doesn't help it be very defensive. So that's the problem. Got some good stats, but it's because of its typing, it's not that defensive. Even though it's got good defensive stats. The only thing is you can't really get it till late in the game. Same goes with Dracovish. So yeah. And finally, Urshifu. Yeah. Yeah, Urshifu it's DLC Pokemon, so the only way you get it if you randomize the game. But if you can randomize the game and you get this thing, good luck. This thing is really good. Even like you evolve Kupfu, it'd be pretty late though. Yeah, Urshifu, water fighting stats are pretty good. No special defense, but the rest pretty good. And the one you're really looking for is Wicked Blow. And I know they had like a water mod, but Wicked Blow is the main one. What is the water move? Oh, Surging Strikes. Whoops, I was looking at the wrong one. Surging Strikes. It's insane. Absolutely insane. So yeah, Urshifu, that's all. It's water fighting. So its typing is meh, but stats wise, high defense, high HP, somewhat high speed, and some good attack. And then Surge Strike, just in itself, you get crits for every hit. Come on, man. Come on. So yeah, that is every water Pokemon